Now, in the last video, we learnt how to multiply and divide algebraic expressions. Remember, when you multiply letters together, you put them next to each other in alphabetical order. So if we had m times n, we would just say that was mn. B times a would be, you could say ba, but it's nicer to put in alphabetical order, so it's ab. But what if the letters were the same? What if we had m times m? Now we can put the letters together, just say it's mm. But a quicker way to write the double up of letters is by using a power. Now a power is a little number up to the top right. Here's a power here, and it's written up on the top right hand side of the letter. So m times m can be written in a short form. Because there's two of them, we say it's m squared, or m to the power of 2. If we had m times m times m, we've got 3 of them. We could write it as mmm, but a much quicker way to write it, because we've got m multiplied by itself 3 times, we have m to the power of 3, or you say m cubed. Now let's look at some of the ones down here. So here's your rule. To multiply variables which are powers to the same base, you add the powers. Now with our previous example, m times m times m is m to the power of 1. But we don't put the 1. And how many have we got all together? We've got 3 of them. And so it's m to the power of 3. So the rule is to add the powers. For this example, y squared times y to the power of 4. Okay, what does y squared mean? It means it's y times y. Times, what's y to the power of 4? Y times y times y times y. How many y's are multiplied by themselves? How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we have y to the power of 6. Now we don't want to be writing all the y's out, so the quick way is to take the powers and add them together. So 2 plus 4 is 6, and we can go straight to y to the power of 6. Try question 1. M to the power of 5 times m to the power of 4. What have we got? We've got 5 there and 4 there. Add them together. The base is the same, m, so it's just m to the power of 9. Now if you have numbers with the letters, just like in the last video, you multiply the numbers first and then the letters. So 2 times 4 is 8. Now do your letters. N cubed times n squared. Now remember, you add the powers. Our base is n. 3 plus 2 is 5. So we get 8n to the power of 5. Let's try the next example. Multiply numbers first. Negative 5 times 3 is negative 15. Now do letters. A to the power of 4 times a. Well, just an a by itself is a to the 1. So you go 4 plus 1, and we have a to the power of 5. Don't forget that a by itself, it's always to the power of 1. Now we can multiply 3 variables together. So we can go 3 times 4. 3 fours are 12. 12 twos are 24. So numbers first. Now letters. They're all B's. So we've got 2 there, 1 there, and 3 there. Add them up. 2, 3, 6. So we have 24 b to the power of 6. Now we could have a mixture of different letters. So if we had 4a squared b cubed times 2a 4b2, okay, numbers first, 4 twos are 8. Now you can only add the powers of letters to the same base. So we have a squared and a4. So we get a to the 4 and 2 is 6. The b's have to be by themselves. b 5. Okay, that's multiplying. Now, how do you divide variables which are powers to the same base? Now, in this case, you subtract the powers. What does x to the power of 5 divided by x to the power of 3 mean? That means it's x times x. Now I'm doing a dot so it doesn't look like a x sign. It still means multiply. X times x times x times x times x. That's my x to the power of 5. Divided by, and I can write it underneath, x times x times x. That's actually what our question here is. Same thing. Now these cancel. X over x just gives us 1. Here's another one that will cancel. X over x is 1 over 1. X over x is 1 over 1. Now what have we got left? We've got a 1 times 1 times 1 times x times x. So that means we've got an x squared on the top. And what have we got on the bottom? 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1. This is a 1, 2. 1 times 1 times 1. Now we don't need that one because we can just say it's x squared. And when it's over 1, you don't need to put that either. It's just a whole number. Now, there's a quicker way to do this. Instead of writing it out in full like this, we can take the number and the power and subtract them. 5 take away 3 is 2 and go straight to that. Let's try it with the first example. P to the power of 8 divided by P to the power of 5. We don't want to have to write it all out like the one above, but we're just going to say well, it's P. 8 take away 5. And it leaves you just 1 on the bottom. Leaves us with P to the power of 3, and we don't need the 1 on the bottom. Right, try the next example. T to the power of 6 divided by t to the power of 2. Easy. T to the power of 6 take away 2 is 4. We can write them either way. That can also be written as m9 divided by m5. And 9, both the same letter. 9 take away 5 is 4. And we have m4 on the top. Now we might have numbers with letters, so the same with multiplying. Simplify the numbers first. So 8, I'm going to divide each of these by 8. 8 goes into itself once. 8 goes into 16 2 times. So I've got a 1 on the top and a 2 on the bottom. That's my numbers simplified. Now as in the last lesson, if the number on the top and the number on the bottom are the same, they just cancel to 1. So that actually disappears. But we still have an a there. Now we don't write it as 1a over 2, we can write it as a over 2. Right, let's look at question 5. Simplify numbers first. 8 and 2, 8 on the top, 2 on the bottom. 2 goes into itself once. 2 goes into 8 4 times. So it's cancelling or simplifying. So I know I'm going to have a 4 on the top. I've got y to the power of 4 divided by y to the power of 2. 4 take away 2 is 2. So I'm left with y to the 2 over 1. And we don't need that. So we just have 4y squared. So the rules are when you are multiplying, go back up here, when you multiply variables which are powers to the same base, add the powers, and to divide variables which are powers to the same base, subtract the powers. Now the last situation is what happens when you raise a power to another power. Let's have a look at the example. What does this mean? X cubed. Okay, x cubed, and then we're going to square it, and so it's x cubed times x cubed. Now we know by the rules we've just learnt that we add the powers, and so we get x to the power of 6. Now can you see a short way to do this? we've got our 3 and our 2. 3 2s are 6. And of course you can go straight to here by multiplying the two powers together. So when you raise a power to another power, you multiply the powers. Try the first example. Y to the power of 4 squared, which means y to the power of 4 times y to the power of 4. We don't have to write it out in full. We can just say it's 4 times 2 is y8. Now, if there's a number in front of the variable, don't forget you have to square that too. It's inside the brackets. So this question is 2m cubed times 2m cubed. Now you know you've got to go 2 times 2 is 4. M cubed times m cubed, m to the power of 6. And of course a shortcut is just to multiply it here. But don't forget to square the 2 and get the 4. Let's try it with this one. Okay, we've got 3 and we must cube it. 3 cubed, or 3 squared is 9. So 9 times 3 is 27. And what's a squared cubed? And we can just multiply those together and say it's a to the 6th. Let's try the last one. 4y to the power of 4 squared. Okay, square the 4 first. 4 4s are 16. Now raise your power to the other power. 4 2s are 8, and so we have y8. Now try the ones in your booklet.